Hello, friends. Welcome to Insert Name Here podcast, where I have meaningful and honest conversations with fellow creatives about the ups and downs of our creative journey, and to share with you valuable insights and experiences because you are not alone in this crazy but fulfilling journey. Hi, I am Nico Ng, a lettering artist who loves to learn from other people's inspiring stories, and your host for this show. I'm so excited to have you here join us as we kick off this pilot episode with an incredible calligrapher and watercolor artist from Jakarta. He is a dog lover, salad lover, and a buffet lover, and my dearest friend, according to this letter he wrote for me years ago. Do you remember this, Jeremy? So yeah, let's welcome my dearest friend, the one and only Jeremy Jonathan. Anyway, thanks for coming into this show, Jeremy. I really appreciate your time. So before we start, can you tell us your current name and what do you do? Let us know your name and what do you do.
Oh my God, I cannot, Luna is howling. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. She wants to be part of the show.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hey, wait. Hello everyone. My name is Jeremy Jonathan, also known as Jerome Jonathan, and that's basically the name for my social platforms, and that's where you can find me. So if you're asking what is my real name is Jeremy, but you can also call me Jerome. I will respond to both of them if you call me. So feel free.
Okay. Because it's confusing for us. Sometimes when I talk to you, I think should I call him Jeremy or Jonathan? I still get confused. Anyway, do you want to tell us your exciting projects or the events that you've been doing recently?
So I'm currently building some courses for, beginning watercolor artists, some aspiring ones, the ones who just need to start without, overthinking about the supplies and whatnot. So that's what I'm currently building on. And with that, I'm also currently building a curriculum for my upcoming course on October, focusing on composition.
Ooh,
so
interesting.
yeah, those are the two that I'm currently focusing on and waiting to become a dog dad in this week. So yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, I've seen you post about it, about composition. So I'm really, really excited. Looking forward to what you're going to share with the world. So before we dive into the juicy questions, do you remember how we met? Because, of course, we met through Instagram, right? But how did we connect?
Oh my goodness. That's a very good question because I couldn't remember at all. How do we met?
Don't tell me our first conversation was when I went there to teach a workshop. Was it the first real conversation we had? Hey, it's Luna. She's calling you. She wants to be part of the podcast.
Yeah, she wants to be on the podcast. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Luna. You're a star.
Hey. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Nick, about that.
We went on a short break because you just saw Luna, Jeremy's dog, interrupted us because she wants to be part of the camera or part of the show. Anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about just before Luna showed up. Okay.
So I think we connected through Instagram for sure. And then we just interact to each other. But I exactly remember when we met is when you collaborate with Tombo for hosting a class here in Jakarta. So what year is it? 2018?
18, I think.
Yeah.
Let me check this, my dearest friend card you gave me. Is there a date? Is it okay if I show it to everyone?
Sure. I hope there's a date on that.
This is it. And, oh no, there's no date here. Oh no, wait, there is one, this artwork by yours truly, Jerome Jonathan. That's why I'm confused because you said your name is Jeremy, but you signed Jerome. Anyway, I think this is 2018. So November
Mm.
2018. Almost 5 years ago, right? I can't
Yeah.
believe we've been friends for
Wait,
this
did I
long.
sign like 1108
No, 11.
slash?
Let me show it to Jeremy.
Oh, so it's
You see it?
basically August. It's August.
Oh, August. Okay. Oh, yeah, because we write dates differently here. We're
Ah,
the weird ones. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, because
That's
we always
very
write
weird.
month and then date. Anyway, okay, so it's been like almost 5 years.
I know.
And
And we did this podcast like 5 years later. This is like
yes,
August,
five
right?
years later. August. Oh, yeah, it's August.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
August
like a few days
8th
away.
today. So it's like like almost 5 year anniversary of us meeting. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Wait, I think today might be like the day we met because this is like the last day, maybe the last day of
Yeah.
my workshop.
Yeah. The
And it's a
workshop.
2-day workshop. And we met the day before to prepare, right? So yeah, maybe
Yeah.
today is like our friendship anniversary. Anyway, it was like a fun memory lane to go back to. Anyway, let's go to like the questions that I prepared to ask you. Okay. Yeah, you've been like a full-time artist for how many years now? Like how many years have you been doing this full-time?
I think it's like 5 years.
So in this 5 years, what would you say is your favorite and least favorite thing about being a full-time artist? Favorite and least favorite. You can choose
So,
whichever you want to go first.
I think my favorite part is it's very flexible. Like, for example, I
Yes.
decided to not work on Monday, but then during the weekends I work. And the not so fun part is you need to like manage everything. You have to wear all different hats, like from
That's true.
finance, marketing, even you need to create your own artwork, post it, whatnot, and the list goes on. So that's the tricky part for me. And of course, when you're doing this full time, you not just work 9 to 5, for example, you work like 24/7, basically. So
I like what you said about your favorite and your least favorite. It's like they're conflicting with each
yeah,
other. You said you like the flexibility, but you have to work like more than 8 hours a day. Yeah, that's very, very true, right? With flexibility, I want to tell a joke, but I don't know anyway, I'll just say it anyway. When you say flexibility, I think you're referring to time, right?
Mhm.
You can wake up whatever time you want to wake up and start working, as long as you don't have a deadline, of course, right?
Of course.
And with flexibility, it also goes with your outfit, right? So you could just wear pajamas all day long.
Oh my God. Nick just throw some
Is it
shade, you
okay if I
guys.
expose you?
Some shade to
Is it okay if I
me.
expose you to everyone? No, it's because when we go on Zoom calls, is it okay if I tell everyone?
Yeah, you should just like tell everyone since it's already out.
Yeah, because whenever we do Zoom calls, he always wears his PJs. So anyway, we're going off track. So going back, I just want to include that here. I don't know why. Anyway, you mentioned about your least favorite thing, which is you have to like put on all of these hats, right? Is it something you were aware of when you started doing full time?
Um, so it's not the thing that I'm aware of at the beginning, because basically I started this journey I started over at Instagram before. So I used that just for my journal to track my artwork and stuff, because sometimes we lose our paper and stuff, right? So I used Instagram as my journal. And then it escalates, a lot of
Nice.
brand contact me and whatnot. So yeah, I didn't fully like aware this is gonna be like a business type. So yeah, that's why it's very confusing right now, since basically it's a business now.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Yeah, I know how you feel because both of us, I feel like we started this as a hobby, right? We
Mm-hmm.
don't have, it's not in our intention to do this full time.
Yeah.
So we step into this world thinking that we'll just be drawing, we'll just be painting the entire day, like paint and then post it, share it with everyone. But no, we were completely wrong about it. So, just to let everyone know, what percentage would you say of like your entire time goes to the actual creating, and how many percent goes to like the marketing, sales, accounting, admin, and all of those things?
I would say the creating part is like maybe 20%, and the rest is just admin stuff. You plan your content, you plan your next move, all those stuff, finances and whatnot. So yeah, it's basically just 20% creating. So if you're thinking that a full-time artist is all just draw or paint or letter, and whatnot, you've seen one of those memes that the person just want to axe the person who said that. So
Yes.
because it's not true.
But would you say it's good to have that balance? Like not the balance, like to have that separation. Because if you do creative stuff the entire time, I feel like you're gonna run out of creative juice, right?
Mhm.
So would you say it's also good to have these like boring stuff of the business to work on? Or do you prefer just to do the creative stuff and not think about anything else?
That's a very good question, and actually never think of it like that. So for the percentage, I think it'll be better to have at least the creating part more, you know, uh, and maybe delegate some of the stuff that I didn't like, or our as creatives to other people. But I do like some of the business stuff. I do like marketing. I do enjoy planning stuff. And yeah, I think we just need to set aside and, make a list to separate which part of work that we like and we don't like. Something like that, maybe. And maybe we can have some me time to just create for ourselves.
As we know, being like a full-time artist, there are so many hurdles or challenges we go through every day, right? What would you say is one big challenge or one big struggle as a creative that you've experienced lately?
For me, I guess it's time management. I think that's the ultimate part of, being a creative, especially you're still single, alone, you're not running a family and whatnot. So I think time management is one of the key parts that we need to manage. Yeah, I think that's that, because it's super hard. Like sometimes, like I just want to take a break, like half day, and then for the next day I want to full on work mode. But sometimes it doesn't happen. So yeah, I think time management and set the discipline for ourselves. I think it's one of the hardest part, us as creative, because we don't like to get restricted in a way. So yeah, I don't know, maybe us as creatives are different. So yeah, that's me at least.
I relate to that because for me, time management is also like one big challenge. Sometimes, sometimes you plan for the week, but of course, there's so many things that are happening that you have to like move things around. And you just end up feeling like I shouldn't have planned anything because everything's going to change anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
But at least we are more flexible in terms, our time is a bit more flexible. If we need some me time and we don't have deadlines, we could just like take that time off, right? And
That's true. That's true.
to recharge, because if we run out of
Mhm.
juice, like brain juice, creative juice, we're not going to be productive, right? That's why it's good to have like that flexibility so that, hey, I want to go to nature this weekend. You could just pack your things and go, right? Ride 4 hours of train, just like what you did this weekend, right? Take the train.
I
Oh no, not
know.
7, not 4 hours. Is it 7 hours?
It's 7 hours.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Oh my, 7 hours on the train. Anyway, so you've been doing this for 5 years, as you mentioned earlier. Can you recall a particular event that made you feel like, yes, this is what I meant to be doing? Or when you told yourself, like, I love my job. Is there like a particular event that made you feel that way? That made you stick to doing
So,
this for like years?
right. Um, that's a very good question, actually, and you make me think. So a little bit of backstory. Back in 2019, like a few months before the pandemic starts, I was thinking about being like a lecturer in the university because I find that this career is very unstable. Yeah, I was like juggling and asking people around that are lecturers before, asking about their POV and whatnot. But then the pandemic hits. And then, of course, school is out and everything gone online, right? And I just realized that I really do love teaching when the pandemic starts. Because I teach online and I don't know, like you feel like a different person when you're on, for example, on camera or on the student room and whatnot, or in the class situation. Like I feel like a different person, like I mentioned. So, and it feels good when it's done. So, yeah, and I'm not really a big fan of commissions and whatnot. It stresses me out when I got like a commission work, especially with uh, you know, those clients. So, yeah, I rarely do them. But I do love teaching for sure. Like I think it's my purpose to guide people that are going to be way better than me in the future. So I guess that's my purpose.
That's a very beautiful thing that you said. So you are really passionate about teaching, not just teaching, but more of sharing
Mm-hmm.
your experience and your knowledge. And I like what you said at the end, to make them become better than you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that, I feel like, is like the essence of what teaching should be. It's not just like to instruct, to like to share knowledge, but you need to have like that desire for them to not just be good, but to be better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nice that you have that mindset, because if you don't have that mindset, you might like keep your secrets to yourself, right?
Yeah, that's true. Gatekeeping is, I've experienced that and it's not a very good feeling. So, yeah, just like shared to the world, especially with nowadays, like information is very easily accessible, but somehow it has its own downsides because you don't know which one is correct. So, yeah, I find it just share your knowledge and hope the people that are listening to you are going to be better, way better than you. So, I don't know, that's my purpose, I guess.
Yes, I like that attitude. So guys, make sure you check out Jeremy's classes, because if you check out his work, you're going to be amazed by what he does. And hearing what he just said, you're going to be better than him if you take his
Ooh,
courses. So
yes.
yeah. Going back to like doing this full time,
Mm-hmm.
what is one thing you wish you knew at the beginning? If you know that back then, it's going to help you grow so much faster. So what is that one thing you wish you knew before?
Wow, another tricky question. Nico, you really nailed those questions.
I
I
spent
find
time preparing for this question, so I hope it's going to be good.
uh, I find maybe like boundaries, I guess, or you would say work ethics, in working environment. So separating my personal life and my work, something like that. Because as an artist, that especially I live alone and whatnot. It's like combining all over, and I don't have clear boundaries for work and for my personal life. So I think that's the thing that would make me much, much more accelerate in my career. So I can manage the time better. So yeah, back with my struggles as
Okay.
well. So yeah, something like that.
You mentioned about setting up boundaries, wherein work starts and ends here, and life starts and ends here.
Mhm.
But it sounds like you're limiting the amount of work, amount of time for work.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean you're going to be doing less for your work, which doesn't equate to like growth, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like the opposite, right? Why do you say that putting boundaries, like limiting creativity or work at this time, helps you grow? How does it help you grow?
Mm, so because I think that's gonna help me accelerate my growth because I don't constantly, make the creative juice flowing, something like that. Because if I
Okay.
work all the time, I'm gonna burn out. Like 2020, I burned out 3
Yeah.
times in a year, and that is crazy.
3 times. Wow.
3 times. You can imagine how burnt my head looks like. So
Yes.
um,
Yes.
I find that is very, very important because I don't want to experience that again. Because if you experience that, like when you look at your laptop or your supplies, you just feel icky and like you don't want to touch them. Even at worst, you're afraid to see them. So setting that clear boundaries, I think, is a very good start to something like that.
Okay, now the picture is clearer for me, which, yeah, that's actually very, very true, right? Because if you keep on if you don't set boundaries, then you'll just be working the entire day, especially with you and me as well, since before I used to work at home. So it's hard to draw that line. Where does work start and where does work end? And if you don't have boundaries, you'll just be thinking about projects all the
Yes.
time, right?
Yes.
And it's hard to like identify which one is your passion project that you just want to keep it to yourself so that you'll have something creative that you really, really want and are passionate to do. And what are the projects we're in? It's for others, right? Because you have to have projects for yourself as well. So that's a really good point wherein set boundaries or separating work and your personal life is very, very important. Now I see that. It's becoming clearer. Maybe that's what I need right now. I feel like you might be my therapist, Jeremy. Okay, I need to separate my work and my,
Well,
my personal
I
life
mean,
because
you already did
everything's.
that.
It, no, I mean, no, because for me, it's especially with a project. I'm working on a project right now. You've heard me talk about that a lot, right? This project's been taking so long, blah, 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 blah. Since I've been spending months doing this, I actually come here to my studio to work. And when I go home, I still do the same work. So I feel like the boundary has been blurred for me. That's why I really appreciate what you shared today because it's a reminder for me to like set that boundary. So
I'm a good
I
therapist,
should be
am
editing
I?
this podcast at home. Yes, you're a good therapist. Maybe you should change your career. You should be Jeremy, Jonathan. What do you call this? Calligrapher, watercolor artist, therapist, and educator. Oops, I almost hit my head on the wall. Anyway, yeah, that's very, very insightful. And I'm sure that a lot of our viewers here would respond to that as well, because as creatives, we just want to create all the time, right?
True.
So sometimes we mix it with our work, the line becomes very blurry, and we just don't know how to take a break anymore. Therapist Jonathan, therapist Jeremy, I now feel very, very calm and at peace. Anyway, I think we have time for, one more question. Okay. If you have unlimited time, unlimited resources. Oh, I think we lost Jeremy again. Oh, he's back. Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. You disappeared again.
Yeah, I know.
Did you touch your
Yeah, I was just going to
earbuds
like
again?
adjust it.
Are you tired of hearing my voice? That's why you want to like scratch and remove.
Maybe.
You don't want to hear my voice anymore. Okay, this is the last question. I promise. This is the
Last
last
question.
question. Going back, last question for you. If you have unlimited time and unlimited resources, what is that one dream project you want to create? Because I'm sure we all have like this project we want to do, but we have responsibilities, we have limited time, limited resources. What if nothing's stopping you to do like your dream project? What is that dream project you want to do?
Wow, that's a very powerful question. So, if I have all of those, I want to create like a space. You would say it's a combination of a gallery, of a safe haven, you would say, for us creatives and maybe aspiring creatives, for those who just want to start, or maybe they think that art is very unattainable or very is a talent thing to just come
Okay.
and experience art in general. So they have a good experience with art. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of backstory again. With our culture, especially Asian culture, art is not very like how would you say it? Like it's not very long-term thing for the future. It's not very prosperous, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. And I find that very limiting, especially with the previous generations. Like they find art is like a talent thing and you cannot learn it and whatnot. But I find that is not true because I used to be very traumatic about watercolors and now I'm a watercolor artist. Like, what?
Okay.
So, I want to create that space for people to come and experience art in a better way, whether it's like a cafe and a gallery and some places to have, workshops and whatnot. So I think that's my dream and I'm manifesting one day I will have that came in.
Are you gonna set it up in Bali so that I have a reason to go to Bali?
Let's just hope I will make that in Bali as well and lots of other cities. So, yeah.
You know what? I feel like every single one of our calls when we talk to each other, the word Bali is always talked about. It's always mentioned in all of our calls together.
That's why Nico
maybe we
needs
should
a
just
very
go
good
there.
travel, like maybe around a month in Bali, and I would very happy to accompany you there.
I don't think you can anymore because you have a new puppy
Oh,
joining your family soon,
I know. Maybe I'll accompany you for
right?
2 weeks and then I like go back. It's so hard.
Okay. No, bring them. Bring them. Yeah, anyway, going back, I'm sorry, it was another segue. I don't know. I just can't focus on your answer. Anyway, let's go back to your answer because I really like what you touched on. Actually, I've been talking to you like several times a week, right? And with this interview, I feel like I got to know you a little bit more, which is just a short time, right? And I really, really like and inspired by your vision because when you share your story, your experience, and what you want to build, I like how it's not really so much centered on you, but it's more of the community, like giving back, sharing to the community the wonderful experiences you have with art, which I think is really, really beautiful. So I want to encourage you to continue to do that and work towards that so that I have a reason to go to Bali. Going to Bali again. No, but I'm serious. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that you're building. And I'm sure you're not just going to like influence or encourage people in your area. I feel like it has like the potential for like a worldwide reach, and go for it. I just wanted to say, go for it. Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank
Bali
you so much.
2024.
Thank you so much. I hope one day, real soon, that will happen.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So I've been asking you so many questions. With this podcast, I wanna make them ask me something so that it's not just me asking them the question. So, Mr. Jeremy Jonathan, do you have anything you want to ask me?
Oh my God. I've been like searching through Google, like, what should I ask to Nico, Like, okay,
I feel
so,
like it's not something you should Google. Anyway, any
like,
question?
should I ask like something serious or something weird? Um,
It's up to you. What do you think people wanna know? I feel
okay.
like it's all about them, right? It's not about you. It's not about me, but it's about the community, right? That's what you're building.
Look at you.
Okay.
So,
I'm already
maybe,
promoting what you're gonna do in the future.
yeah. Um, Maybe I want to ask, like, what is your purpose in life? Have you found that yet? Look at Nico leaning at his
Jeremy. Okay, we're gonna end today's podcast. No, no. Oh man, now I know how you feel right now when I ask you like these questions. My purpose, my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, you don't have to like figure it out just yet, but I find that I don't know, people that have a purpose sounds very attractive, and they like have a certain goal in their life, even though it's kind of vague and whatnot. So I don't know.
Okay. To be honest with you, I feel like my purpose, it feels like a blurry vision
Mm-hmm.
right now. Because if you ask me like a few years ago, I'll have like a very clear picture. I could answer you. Excuse me, I'm burping because I just ate pork. I ate seasoning earlier. Anyway, sorry, I need to edit out that burp. Anyway, now I lost my train of. Oh, if you were to ask me like a year ago, blah, blah. If you were to ask me a few years ago what my purpose is, I'll probably say because faith is like a huge part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my answer before would be I just want to create beautiful things
Mm-hmm.
to encourage people
Mm-hmm.
and to share them about Jesus. That's my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I want to share Jesus through beautiful artwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's how I would answer, but I feel like this past few years, I don't know. I mean, things change so fast in the last few years, right? And I feel like I lost the vision. So I just need to maybe reflect a little bit more and have more therapy sessions with Jeremy about this. Your questions are so deep, man. Anyway, yeah, that's my honest answer. I don't know. I've kind of lost my purpose. It doesn't sound nice, but I wish I could find my purpose again. So, is this a
Oh.
therapy session or an interview?
Wow,
I should have
yeah.
asked you to ask me a question. And anything else you want to say or add on to that? I don't know.
No, I just find when you said that, and I think it's okay. You don't have to have like a clear vision, or your purpose change throughout time, because I find that situation makes us, it means that our journey is growing. We are growing, so we are not stuck in that same place for like, I don't know, years and whatnot. So it's okay, just take your time. And I feel like I'm a true therapist to Nico Ng right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we're done with the questions. I don't want to ask you if you have any more questions for me because I feel like it's going to get deeper and deeper. I might be crying after this. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for joining this show and being my first guest. I hope you had a great time. I definitely learned a lot from you and inspired by your story and your creative vision. I'm sure everyone else watching as well. So you are a calligrapher and a watercolor artist, right? And your work is amazing. Just look at this. this is like 5 years ago. So imagine what his work looks like now. So can you tell everyone where they could find you and your work and how could they get in touch with you?
So you can find me over at Instagram, of course, Jerome_Jonathan. I don't know if I will change that or not, so we'll see in the future. But my TikTok and my website also the same is jeromejonathan.com, and my TikTok is jeromejonathan as well. So yeah, you can find me there, and if you have anything you want to ask or say anything, message me. I'm open to your messages. So yeah. Thank you, Nico, for having me.
Wow, that's a big invitation. No, you're very, very welcome. It's my pleasure to have you in this show and share your juicy, juicy insights about your creative career. This is our first episode of the Insert Name Here podcast. We'd love to hear from you. If you're watching this on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, share with us what your favorite thing about being a creative is. Let us know down in the comments. And if you relate to anything we shared here in our conversation with the one and only Jeremy Jonathan, let us know in the comments. We'd love to have a meaningful conversation with you too. And if you're listening to the audio version of this, you could always write to us at hello@niconang.co. That's hello@nicong.co. I feel like I always have to spell my name to everyone because it's a weird name. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you enjoy this, if you love this type of content, share this episode with your friend. Help us spread the word about this podcast. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Thanks again, Jeremy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is... Stop laughing.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. And action. 2, 3. Now. Anyway.
Eyes.
Okay. This Uncle Eyes. Anyway. Woo! Woo! Anyway.